Welcome back. Today we are making a delicious chocolatey decadent dessert. That is going to show you that delicious does not have to be unhealthy. I'm Dr. Joanette, your longevity expert and the creator of the Longevity Switch. Today, in this delicious chocolatey dessert, you are going to learn why chocolate is so good for your brain and why, by making this dessert keto and sugar-free, we are also creating a dessert that's good for your metabolism, good for your body, and will help you regulate your blood sugar. So let's get creating with some deliciousness. I am going to start by blooming my gelatin. I have about a half a packet of gelatin that I'm going to add to 2 tablespoons of water, just sprinkling it in. I always seemed like blooming gelatin was just kind of a weird word. Not sure where it comes from, but basically what it means is you're just going to get the gelatin moistened. Maybe it has to come from doing gardening or something, where in order for flowers to bloom, they're going to need some moisture. They're going to need some water. You cut them, you bring them in, you bring in the blooms, and you put it in water. Maybe that's the origin. I don't know, but as a gardener, that made sense to me. So that's how I kind of think of it. I'm going to set this aside and let that gelatin get all nicely hydrated. While it is hydrating, I'm going to go ahead and whip the whipping cream for this recipe. If you're dairy-free, you can use whole fat coconut cream instead of whipping cream. I like whipping cream. We're using whipping cream today. Whenever I whip cream, I like to start with a nice cold bowl. In fact, most of the ingredients in this recipe work better if they're a little on the chilly side. So I put the bowl in the freezer and keep my whipping cream in the refrigerator until I'm ready to use it. Putting it in my nice cold bowl here, get my mixer, and we're going to mix it up. Once soft peaks begin to form, then you want to start drizzling your gelatin. After the gelatin was nicely absorbed, I put it in the microwave for about 7 seconds and melted the gelatin to make sure that gelatin was all melted into the water. It's been cooling for a bit. I'm going to drizzle it into my whipped cream to stabilize the whipped cream. If you're using whipped cream for frosting or for a cake or even for shortbread or something like that, it's always a good idea to stabilize it because it helps it keep from melting. It helps it last a couple of days in the fridge. That looks great. I've got peaks, but not super firm peaks. They're still kind of on the soft side, which is perfect. You don't want to overmix the whipped cream at this stage. You will be mixing it some more into your other ingredients to create that nice, creamy, fluffy mousse that we love. So put that back in the fridge to keep it nice and chilled, and let's go ahead and make the chocolatey portion of our chocolate mousse. We're starting with about 4 ounces of cream cheese. It's softened to room temperature just to make it easier to mix the other ingredients into it. Into that cream cheese, I am adding a half a cup of allulose. Allulose is a sugar-free sweetener. Actually, it's a sweetener that is a sugar alcohol. It's absorbed rapidly into our body, remains unchanged. In other words, our body doesn't metabolize it, and then it's excreted in our urine unchanged, giving us that nice taste of sugar and the sweetness that we get from sugar without that aftertaste of some of your other sugar alternatives. And it doesn't spike your sugar or affect your carbohydrates. Into that, I'm also adding 2 tablespoons of dark, unsweetened cocoa powder, a flavor enhancer, just a little bit, a little pinch of espresso powder, and about a teaspoon of vanilla. We are going to mix that all up with our mixer. You can see I've still got a little bit of the whipped cream on the mixer, not a problem. And to that chocolate, we are going to add our whipped cream and also some dark chocolate that I've melted. If this has been informative so far, thank you for signing up for notifications and clicking that like button. So why is it that chocolate is so good for your brain and your body? Chocolate has a substance called flavonoids, and it's high in these flavonoids. They're antioxidants. Antioxidants, especially the flavonoids that are in dark chocolate, do a number of great things for your brain. One, they help with inflammation by decreasing the amount of free radicals. They are an antioxidant. They help eliminate those highly reactive oxygen species that can damage your brain cells and your brain. In addition to that, they stimulate the production of something called BDNF, Brain-Derived Neurotrophic Factor. BDNF, think of it as fertilizer for your brain, especially in the area of your hippocampus. In your hippocampus is your memory center, and as we get older, we tend to lose cells in our hippocampus. However, BDNF is a chemical that will stimulate our hippocampus to actually give birth to or give rise to new memory cells. So having dark chocolate, especially if it's 85% cocoa or higher, is a good way to help improve memory, help improve your cognitive function, and protect your brain against cognitive decline. And finally, we love chocolate because it helps us feel good. The taste is delicious, but it also has a chemical in it that increases the amount of dopamine in our brain. Dopamine is that feel-good hormone that elevates our mood, puts a smile on our face. So today in this delicious dessert, you are going to get lots of chocolate, and it should be putting a big smile on your face. I know it puts a smile on my face because I love chocolate. So let's go ahead and get that whipped cream out of the fridge, add our delicious chocolatey, moussey stuff to the whipped cream, get our mousse into some serving containers so it will be chilled enough for us to top and enjoy shortly. I'm going to add the chocolate to the whipped cream rather than vice versa. This part always reminds me of a thick, decadent chocolate frosting. I bet you could even use it as a chocolate frosting. Actually, the chocolate part of this would be a great recipe for sugar-free chocolate frosting. But adding the whipped cream makes it fluffier, and you could even use that as a chocolate frosting as well because you've stabilized the whipped cream so it'll hold its shape. Beautiful. Let me scrape the bowl down a bit, get that all mixed together. And I'm going to go ahead and drizzle in that melted dark chocolate. I'm going to go ahead now and put this into a decorating bag that's fitted with a super giant star tip. If you don't have one this big, you can use a smaller one. It'll work great too. This makes 4 servings. I like to put each of them in a little decorative bowl. If you don't have a hand mixer, scroll down to the links below and you will be able to find a link to take you out to where you can purchase a hand mixer. I like it because you don't have to haul out that great big stand mixer. It's quick, it's simple. What you want to do is just make kind of a nice, fancy looking swirl of your dessert in your dessert cup. And make sure you save room to garnish it. We're going to be adding some raspberries and some fresh mint sprigs from out in the garden. Beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the fridge, let them chill for about a half hour, and then I'm bring them out, decorate them, and give them a taste. Thank you also for signing up for notifications. You want to make sure that you are notified whenever I post a new video. You will learn so much about how to have healthy longevity, about connection, nutrition, exercise, and sleep, all of which are the 4 pillars to activate and turn on your longevity switch. Let's get these in the fridge so that we can then give them a taste in a little bit. Our dessert is ready to top. I can't wait to taste it. I was just thinking while it was cooling, it would be a great dessert for a summer party as it is, or you could make like little tiny mini ones, get a bunch of those dessert cups and pipe the dessert into it and top it with a little mint and a strawberry or a raspberry, some chocolate shavings, even some whipped cream. Make it keto whipped cream. Go to my website and you will find this full recipe as well as lots of other sugar-free, gluten-free, dairy-free, healthy, delicious recipes. You might just be amazed at how good healthy desserts can be for you and how good they can taste. Let's get this dessert topped because I can't wait. Give it a try. We're going to start with a little, right in the middle. Beautiful. And a few raspberries around the edge. Add a little bright color. Organic is always the best. When you're purchasing fruit, especially berries, make sure you get the organic ones. The other ones tend to be washed literally in pesticides. So get the organic ones. And beautiful. That is a gorgeous dessert. Let's see how it tastes. You know, the other thing is you could use it as a dip. Put a whole bunch of it in a bowl with a variety of fruit or crackers or cookies. I don't know. Get creative. This is such a beautiful and decadent dessert that goes with so many things. You can tell I'm super excited about this dessert. Let's give it a taste. Gotta have a raspberry with the bite, right? Wow, so good. I think the thing I like about it best is that chocolate, that intense chocolate taste really is able to shine through because it's not being overwhelmed by the sweetness of a regular sugar. The allulose is such a great sugar for this dessert. Give it a try, and thank you for giving this video 2 thumbs up, liking it and subscribing. Also for going to my website, and when you make this delicious decadent chocolate mousse, please leave me a comment in the comments below, or also tag me on Facebook with your variations for how you adapted this recipe to suit your unique tastes, lifestyles, and party style. We'll see you next time on the Dr. Joanette channel.